Hey everyone, and welcome back to Just Use Your Phone. Today, the tutorial will be for the Amplfund Sinking Fund Management app. This tutorial will not be as long as the last tutorial, which I will link up in the cards for you, because this app is a fairly simple app. It is a standalone app. It's not a budgeting app or a personal finance management app. It's just managing your sinking funds. For those who don't know what a sinking fund is, I will also link another video in the cards of a video that I will be doing to explain to you what a sinking fund is. But I don't want this video to go on too long, so I want to get straight into what you get with this app, what you get when you pay for this app, and then we're going to jump right into the tutorial. So as I mentioned before, this is a very simple app. It is a standalone app strictly for managing and recording your sinking funds. What you get with the free version of this app is 8 sinking funds and a widget that you can put on your home screen so you can track your sinking funds for your home screen. With the paid version, you get the ads removed, which for me, I noticed was just a banner at the bottom. Nothing popped up when I was using it, and I used it for a while. And you get access to unlimited sinking funds and any new features that they add to the app in the future. The app costs $4.09 Canadian. I wanted to give it a $1 sign out of 3, but because it's a very simple app and it doesn't really connect to any other apps or budgeting apps, it doesn't connect to your bank account either. It's really just strictly, you're just managing a fund. I feel like the $4 is a little much. Maybe I'm just being cheap, but I feel like it would be, for this type of app, a $2 signs out of $3 signs. If you're trying to save money, I would feel like your money might be better spent trying to figure out a way to create a sinking fund budget in a regular budgeting app, like the budgeting app that I had mentioned, that I had done a video, the Money Manager app, that you can create a sinking fund because you have the ability to transfer funds from one account to another. But if you like to have a written budget, or if you have an app that doesn't support that, this might be a nice attachment. I just don't know if it should cost $4.09, in my opinion. So without further ado, we're going to get right into the tutorial. Okay, so when you log on to your Amplfund Sinking Fund Management, this is the first page that you see. Over here, it gives you some fund examples. If you click on Need Help, it actually explains more about sinking funds, what you could do with the sinking funds, and how all of that stuff works. Here is where you would add your fund, also in the corner up here. And here is where you have your actual menu. So if we click on the menu, we see all the different options that we have over here: new fund, upgrade, settings, inbuilt AI, share, help, disclaimer. Just a note that the inbuilt AI is just other apps that they have. So if you click on it, it shows you another app that they actually have. So if you want to be interested in downloading that, you can do that right there, but we're going to just stick to what this app actually does. So we're clicking on the menu again. We see the settings over here. So of course we have to check that out, make sure that the app is set up to our likings. When you click on settings, all you see is that there are currency settings. So we're really just setting up what kind of currency, how it displays. If you choose custom currency over here and you do the drop down, it shows you the different types of currency that they have. We're going to stick to the dollar just to simplify everything for everyone. So now we're just going to go back, and it'll take you back to the main page that we were on before. So there aren't really many bells and whistles for this app, which I do like. You can use it, as I said before, with your budgeting app, or if you have a written budget and you want to have a sinking fund in your phone to keep track of it, you could use this app. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up a few funds. So I want to show you how that works, and then I'm going to show you how to manage them. So first we're going to select manage new fund so we can set up our fund. And this page pops up and we see the different options that we have. The fund name, which would be the name of the fund that you're going to be saving up for. So buy a new house, vacation fund, anything like that. The opening balance, if you already have an account where you're collecting money for that specific goal or that specific fund that you have, you would put the balance right there so that the app knows that there's already money in that account. Your target amount, so that's the amount that you would want to have after by the certain date. And then your target date would be the date that you need to have the amount of money that you're saving for. So we're going to enter some information here so I can show you how that plays out in real life. So the fund name, we're going to do, let's say, a Christmas fund. The opening balance, we're going to say is 0 for this fund. The target amount, let's say we're going to spend $1,000 for Christmas this year. And then we choose our target date, which would be the date that you want to have the money by so that you can start Christmas shopping. So I'm going to choose November 1st of this year. And then we hit save. Then we're taking to the fund detail page, but we're going to look at that after. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit back. And then we're going to manage a new fund. But we could also click the fund in the corner up here if we wanted to. So new fund. This fund name, we're going to say it's going to be for vacation. Opening balance, let's say that we have $100 in there so far. And our target would be $5,000. And the date, we'll set it for somewhere in the future. So let's say July, the 1st of July of next year. Then we hit save, and our fund is there. So on this main page, what I want to point out to you is that we have our 2 funds that we set up, but then we have a total fund, okay? So that tells us, it just adds these 2 funds together to give us the total amount, and then the amount we're spending monthly to give us the total that we're going to be saving monthly, not spending. And then how much of the fund we already have saved up for. So let's add one more. So manage new fund, and then let's say we have taxes to pay. Opening balance, let's say we put aside 20 bucks and that we assume we have to pay $500 by, let's call it June 15th. And then we hit save, takes us to the page, go back, and then we see it on the main page, and all of the numbers on the total box are updated, and we see our new fund here. So that's how this works for setting up the funds. Now we're going to take a look at entering transactions and actually managing each of these funds. So now we're going to click on vacation fund so we can actually manage this fund. So here you see you have several different options. You can add a transaction, you could actually edit the fund, or you can delete the fund, or you can add the transaction up here also. So the information that we put into the app is now showing on this specific page. So we have the vacation fund, then we have the date that we set. So it's 1 year, not from now, but it's 1 year, and the date is there for us to see. We have our goal amount. We have the amount we have to put in monthly so that we can reach our goal in that 1 year, and we have the amount that we already have in that account. So let's see what happens if we add a transaction. So let's say we press add transaction. This is the page that's going to pop up. You have a choice to deposit or withdrawal. It gives you the date you're entering the transaction, and then you could put the amount, and you could add a description if you want to. So I'm going to put that we made a deposit, and we deposited, let's say, $50. And we don't put any description. Well, I'm not going to put one, but you can put one if you want. Then we hit save, and our information is updated. So the amount that we have in our account is updated. Everything else stays the same, but if you check the monthly, now it's showing that we have to save $323 per month to reach our goal. And then down here where it says transactions, this is where all of the transactions are going to add up. Let's try that again and add another one. So we put new transaction. Let's say we added $150 today. Save, right? You see it updated, and the amount is no longer $323, but $313 per month. And then down here, we see the transactions that the deposits that we put in. But what if we have to take out cash? So let's put new transaction. We're going to change it to withdrawal. And let's say we are going to withdraw $100. Well, that changes everything because now we have $200 in our account, and it went up from $313 to $320 per month that we're going to need to save in order to get to the $5,000 in 1 year. And now if we go back to our main page, we also see that the information in our total has been updated to reflect the changes that we made in our vacation fund. And the vacation fund also was updated. So that's how we add transactions into each of the different funds that we have. So what if we want to delete or edit a fund? Well, to delete or edit a fund, we're going to have to go into the fund. Let's choose the Christmas fund now. And let's say we're going to edit it. Let's say now that we don't want to save the $1,000. We added somebody to our list, or we figured that we might get something that the person would need as opposed to getting things that the people would want, and it's going to cost a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the edit, the pencil button, and we're going to change the amount here from 1,000 to 1,500, let's say. And then we save, it updates all of the information over here. The name and the fund date, the target date stay the same, but everything else gets updated. If we were to add a transaction, let's say we deposited $100, then we see now our amount goes down to $200 a month that we need to save for 7 months in order to reach the $1,500 that we targeted for. But let's say, oh no, we actually had some money saved in that account, but we forgot to put it into this app. So we just hit the pencil again and we go to the opening balance, and there we could say, okay, I already had $100 in there that I forgot about. Hit save, and then it updates everything. So now we don't need to save $200 a month. We need to save $186 a month to get to our target of $1,500 by November 1st, 2021. And now if we just go back, we'll see that all that information has been updated here. And of course, in our total amount, it is updated as well. So what happens if we completed our fund, we don't need it anymore, and now we want to delete it? Well, we simply will have to go into the fund. Let's say we have to go into taxes to make that change. And we're going to be deleting the fund that's called taxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add transactions. How much was the fund? 500. I'm going to add transactions. Let's say I'm going to add 250 and then another 250. So now we have all of the money for the fund. So we pay our taxes and we don't need it anymore. Well, what we just have to do is we're going to have to hit delete. When we delete, it asks, are you sure if you want to delete the fund? Then you hit delete and it's gone. And then it takes you back to the regular page where it updates it. You no longer see the taxes up here. It starts with the Christmas fund. And down here also, it does not take the taxes into account anymore because the fund has been deleted. So that pretty much wraps up the tutorial on how to use the Amplfund Sinking Fund Management app. I think that this fund is pretty cool, and I hope you check it out and let me know in the comments if this is something that you would consider using or if you already use it and you find it helpful.